On today's video, we're going to go through a microscopic inspection of corners, edges, and surfaces of cards so that we can decide what to keep raw and what to grade. I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Alright guys, welcome back. So today we do have another inspection video. These cards are going to be likely sent out to PSA SGC or not at all. These cards today are from Paul, and Paul's been with me now for, gosh, over 2 years. So thank you for this, as always, brother. But we're going to take a look, and I'm just going to go through a very just unbiased inspection as always. I get asked a lot of questions in terms of what I'm looking for every time someone sent me a picture and asked me what it might grade. I should have $1 million at this point, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and just share these inspection videos with you guys since I make them anyway, but typically they are just for the owners of the cards and they're private. But I think there's some value here for a lot of you guys. It's just from the messages that I get. So anything I can do to help you guys, I will, just because it's free and I'm doing it anyway. Secondly, if you guys are interested in my service and wonder what I do a little bit more in depth, you're welcome to reach out to me at frostyfeetcards@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and start this right now. First one here. There's two of these. Paul, this is a Matthew, can't pronounce his last name, Tkachuk, hockey player. All right, so I know this is likely a PC card, but either way, let me find my remote so I can just focus this view real quick just to make sure we just get the clearest visuals. There we go. All right, so first one here, we're going to check it out. Corner right here is actually pretty good. There's no white on that I can see. You can see it's just nice and red all the way through and shiny. Top edge pretty clean, and we'll come back to the surface after. This right corner, you can see clearly there is a ding or dent, but there is roundness to it, also a little bit of fraying. So this eliminates this card from any possible gem mint grades from at least PSA, likely SGC as well, just because of the severity. Over here, same thing, slight dent on that bottom right corner. Bottom edge is nice and clean, and then we have the bottom left corner, you can also see slightly dented. So overall, this card, at least just based on the foundation alone, wouldn't net anything higher than an 8. Then now we're going to surface. We have a nice foil indent right there. Nice circle. It's clear as day. Then we have a couple others. Got an actual dent. And then we also have a edge dent. So we've got quite a few issues here on this particular card. So this is already a card that if it was mine, I wouldn't grade. But those decisions are not made by me. Like I said, I just show things, and then you guys ultimately get to decide what you want to do with the cards based on what you're looking at, and we kind of go from there. So overall, the card's not in great shape. I would tell you, realistically speaking, from the front side, you're looking at a NM, probably a 7. Back side might make it a little bit worse. We'll see. Corner you can see is clearly white. You got the edge indent right there as well. More edge indentations. That corner's not too bad. Got a little bit of fraying at the tip, also some whitening. Coming down right edge looks pretty good. Bottom right corner completely gone. Pretty much toast as far as the top stock. And then we have this corner here, which isn't bad, but we do have some light edge chipping on the bottom. And left side, not ideal. So Paul, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you to leave this one raw. Completely up to you, but if you did decide to grade it, it's likely falling in that realm of a 7. And that's with both companies. I just don't see it going beyond that. If you want a PC slab instead, let me know. Next one we have is the same card, different number. Let's check it out. Alright, so beautiful corner there. Nice top edge. This corner looks great too. Come down right edge looks pretty good. Bottom right corner, I would say actually looks pretty good as well. There's no white there. Bottom edge nice and clean. We get to the bottom left corner, and I could tell you that it's got a little bit of roundness to it. Might have been dinged. Edges right here. This edge got a little bit of a chip on the foil side, and the rest is pretty good. So it's got a decent foundation as far as that goes. Surface wise, look at some stuff. You got light scratches. Got a little scratch or indentation, I should say, right there. Looked like a scratch until I shined the light over it. But this one's a lot cleaner. Got a little dot right there as well. Just another indentation. Or pit. But overall, this one's not too bad. Front side, you're likely looking at a mint card. Back side, we'll double check. Back, you can see corner chip, edge chipping away as well. Got a little edge indentation damage there. Second corner, just a small touch of white right at the tip, but good shape. Right edge is clean. Till we get down here, you can see the guys a little chipping on the right edge and also on the bottom corner. Coming down, bottom edge, some light chipping as well. And then this side, you can see the back stock starting to peel up a little bit from the actual layer. So I would tell you this one, likely a 8, maybe still a 7. A better 7 than the other one, but they're really not that far apart just because of the severity of that bottom left corner. So let me know there, Paul. Next one we have is Bowman's Best Stratospheric Stars, Orange Refractor, Jazz Chisholm, number to 25. Beautiful corner. We have that Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome front stock's usually really good, unless you dropped it. So beautiful edges and corners, as expected. Now we're going to go through the surface and point out anything that we see. And these have been wiped down after I ate some ramen and used some hot breath, so we're good to go. Beautiful surface. No major issues at all. I wouldn't even say there's minor issues at the moment that we can see. Very nice. So, very nice front surface. Now it's up to the back. Backside, we have a pretty good corner. I'd say there's minor fraying at the tip. I don't think it's going to hinder a gem mint grade, but it is there. Second corner looks nice and sharp, 90 degrees. Don't really see any kind of cardstock loss, so we should be okay there. Right edge looks pretty good. Bottom right corner, a little extra fiber, but you can see the stock is good all the way through. Bottom edge, light chipping right there, very light. And bottom left, that transparent peel starting to come up slightly, so that's why it looks like there's might be a touch of white, but it is not. It is just the peel. With those, it's hit and miss with PSA. Like a lot of those still come back PSA 10s, but sometimes that's enough to give you a PSA 9. It just really depends on the grader. It's not inconsistencies, because if it was me, I'd give these 9s all day long. And Paul, you know that, like I don't have like favoritism or anything like that towards these cards. But outside of that, I do not see any indentations or issues on the backside. I'd say this one lands between that 9 or 10. As long as your expectations are 9, you should be okay here. But it doesn't rule out a 10 just because of a couple small issues. But once again, it just depends on the grader. If I was your grader, you guys would all think I'm having a shitty day, but I'm not. Next one here is Mookie Betts, number to 25 as well. Another Topps Chrome, orange. All right, beautiful corner there. Same thing, beautiful edge. Corner looks good, same. Bottom, just super smooth. Left side looks great. And as I go through these more and more, you guys will notice that I pick up the speed. Like typically I slow it down for you guys, just so you can see a little bit more, but after a while you'll probably want me to speed things up as well. But beautiful foundation as we saw. As far as surface goes so far, another one looking super sharp at the moment. And I'll point out anything that I do see. Let me know if you guys see something yourself. Feel free to just chime in the comments. Like I said, it'd be kind of cool to start this little community grading pool, right? So front looks great. Backside, you got a little touch of white on that corner. It is the peel coming up, but also it's kind of peeled up a little bit of the actual stock, so I'd say a touch there. That corner is not bad. This corner is pretty good for the most part. You can see the peel coming up slightly. Then this side we have a scratch, which usually they don't really care about on the back. We do have a little indent right here on the edge, you can see, just a touch of that. Kind of the light shows you a little bit more than anything else. So this card, Paul, I would tell you to either leave raw or go to SGC for the best grade possible. SGC is likely going to give you a 9 or better. PSA, this card is still likely a 9, but no chance of getting better. Next one here is a Freddie Freeman, Topps Chrome, Technicolor, number to 25, another orange refractor. Very nice corner there. We'll get back to the surface, of course. Nice corner, beautiful edge. Nice corner as well. Coming down, that looks pretty good. So good foundation as far as edges and corners go. Surface-wise, we got a couple light scratches over here. I'm more interested in this little, see that how the light just turns that little mark, that circle really makes it appear, turns dark. So that's something that's in the card. Got a print line right here as well. A little scratch right here above his helmet. These are semi-small issues, to be honest with you, but if you're grading, you just want to make sure that you're aware of these things so that you can decide what to do. A couple small marks on the bottom too. This is incredibly faint. Like when you're looking at it naked eye-wise, you're really not going to see a whole lot. It is there though, so a couple small scratches on the surface. Backside, nice corner, good edge. This corner looks pretty good as well. Not bad, maybe just a hint of the peel coming up. Nice corner down there. Nice edge. And bottom left corner, small touch of white due to the transparent peel. I just pressed it back down. Just a matter if it stays or not. Aside from that, let's see. I always look for indents and stuff like that just in case. No wrinkles, no indentations that I could see, or any kind of weird bowing. This card, same thing, Paul. I would say if you decided to grade this one, I'd go to SGC for the best possible grade, which I do think is going to be 9 or higher. PSA, you're still looking at a 9. Next one here is another Mookie Betts, Sapphire Orange. All right, let's check it out. Beautiful corner. Sorry, my throat's just drying up. Beautiful corner, beautiful corner. Edges look great. Very nice. So beautiful foundation. Surface-wise, and if you guys catch anything, just leave a timestamp in the comments. But generally, it's super easy to see if there's issues. So these cards are actually pretty nice and clean for the most part. And I couldn't tell you, there's really nothing on this card as far as surface goes. So very nice front as far as that goes. Backside, nice corner, pretty clean edge. Right corner looks really nice as well. Coming down the side, right edge looks really good. Bottom right corner, pretty darn good as well. It's not perfect, it's not like nice and sharp like I'd like it, but it's pretty good. The left corner also looks good. And also a nice clean left edge. I did see a weird reflection down here. Let's see. Could just been me, my mind playing tricks on me. I don't see any wrinkles or indents on the back either. So this one looks pretty darn good. Centering left to right might be slightly off, but very little. Still within 55-45 in my opinion. I think this card has a very good probability of getting a PSA 10. Next one is a Mookie Betts, I think Topps Chrome Anniversary, Platinum Anniversary. This is a red. Red's cracked ice, Sapphire, not sure, but picture's up for you guys. First corner, pretty good. Second corner, same thing, nice. Third corner looks good. And fourth corner here looks really, really nice. Okay. So very good foundation as far as that goes. Now we're going to check it out. We got a nice gnarly print line. And you can see, you can tell it's a print line too because look, it's actually in the surface. When the light turns dark, that means it's not superficial. You can't blow it off with your hot breath. You can't blow it off if you're somebody that uses Kurt stuff. That's just there. That's what it is. So that's enough to give this card a max grade of a 9. It's not thick enough to give it an 8 though. Like a super thick print line will knock that card down quite a bit, but it does run the entire length. And a lot of times you guys, if you don't know what a print line actually is, I could tell you, typically they run almost the entire length of the card. Sometimes it's only half, sometimes it's quarter, but they're perfectly straight lines and they're all the same width. Backside, interesting. What is that? So it's got a little bit of wear on the back too, so that's what that is. It shouldn't be white like that, it should be red, but get back to that. Corner here looks pretty decent. Might have a touch of the peel coming up. Side doesn't look bad. Good corner there. And this corner you can see the pixels kind of just die off and the peel came up, so you just want to use a glove, try to press it back down. You can see the pixels are back. So this card, same thing, max grade, likely a 9. So it's one of those cards that I would either completely leave raw, or based on how I'm looking at centering, this would be a SGC friendly card. You'd still likely get a 9, maybe higher, maybe a 9.5, but I'd say 9 or higher with SGC. PSA, max grade 9. Next one we have is a Bowman's Best Freddie Freeman Gold Wave? Gold Lava? I don't know, there's so many variations. Very nice corner there. And Bowman's Best, typically they have very nice cards. The card stock's great, print quality's great. So, but unfortunately, people don't really seem to gravitate towards them. I love the 96-97 basketball set, but that's just me. So nice corners and edges. Surface looks really good too. And like I said, we're not trying to nitpick a card. We're just trying to see anything that's major or anything that you can see with the naked eye after you kind of eyeball where it is. That way you can kind of determine if it's an issue. So you can see down here, there's a little bit by the light. You can see it turns dark. Like, I notice it's there, but at the same time, you're not going to get dinged for it just because it's so minor and naked eye-wise, you can't see it. Backside, pretty nice corner here. Good top edge. Right corner looks pretty good. I always use the light to kind of guide me in terms of how the card lays. Right corner looks good. That white is actually just extra fraying. It doesn't actually cut into the edge. And that's just the way the card's cut. It typically won't harm the grade. If you try to pull it off, it probably would, just because you can pull off some of the card stock. So you don't really want to do that. I know some people do that kind of stuff, but it's really unnecessary unless it's like just a chunk. But then it shouldn't be on the card anyway. So anyways, edges are pretty decently clean. So I would tell you this card, depending on what this is here, where does it say power? To the right, you see that little light right there? That little light turned dark, just a little circle there. I notice it looks like a little bit of maybe a scuff or whatnot, or it could be a slight indent. This card, I would say, because of that, it would be a card I would probably send to SGC if I was just trying to grade something for a 9 or better. Very likely, good chance of getting a 9, 5, 10. PSA would catch that, and they'd likely give you an 8 if they did. They just take certain things more serious. And obviously, since they changed their centering, they pretty much make it harder to cross SGC cards, I should say. So next here, Bowman's Best, 25 Jazz Chisholm. Very nice corners, good edge. Very nice there as well. And this one looks good too. So I would tell you for the most part this card looks pretty nice as far as foundation goes. Surface wise, let's see what we spot. Got a little print line right here, across his eye. You can see light turns dark. We can follow it. It ends right at his cheek. It's not quite full length, but definitely a quarter. Let's see. Aside from that, I don't think we're going to find anything just because looking at the card, it looks good to me. Backside. Corner looks good. Edge is clean. Right corner here looks pretty good as well. Maybe some minor fraying. Bottom right corner, you can see clearly small touch of white right there. And the left side is good. Based on that, I would tell you, realistically, Paul, if you do send anywhere, send to SGC, 9 or better. I would avoid sending this one to PSA as well because of that print line and also the corner. Next one we have is a Jazz Chisholm Jr. Again, this is a gold, maybe lava. Bowman's best. Beautiful corner. Great edge. Corner looks good as well. Edge looks really nice. Very nice. So very good foundation overall. And let's see, surface-wise. And once again, we're just going to be picky just because you should. It makes it harder to get upset at the grading companies if you know what's wrong with your cards. Usually they're pretty good. Don't get me wrong. They get it wrong sometimes. And I say that wholeheartedly. Because sometimes there's nothing actually on a card and you regrade it and you get a better grade. And that just happens. It's not just PSA. It happens to SGC. It happens to Beckett. Like, we've had it happen everywhere. It's just Beckett. We had a card that we tried to just re-slab with Beckett that was still in the slab at 9.5, and then their grade review said they would not crack it because it doesn't fit their own criteria. Yeah, so they left it in the 9.5 but wouldn't recase it because it doesn't fit their grading criteria. So I know everyone complains about PSA doing it. It's just because they're grading so much more than everyone else, but reality is everybody's doing the same damn thing. SGC's done it plenty of times as well for us. So this card looks pretty good, man. I don't really see a whole lot wrong with it. This Chisholm, I think, realistically has a very good shot at a PSA 10. So there's this one. Next one here is Aaron Judge, Topps Pristine, Gold Refractor, number to 50. And I do love these cards. They're just really nicely done, I think. The card stock's great. Print quality is usually really nice. Same with Topps Chrome Black. Like, those two card stocks are just, they just do a better job in my opinion. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful foundation. Surface-wise, just double check. And he's batting like 400 right now. Quite amazing, honestly. And beautiful, beautiful front. Backside we have nice corner, as you can see. Blue all the way through. This corner, you can see the peel. Makes it look like it's white, but it's not, because right here, let's see, we can get it to all blue. I could tell you when I'm looking at it that it's just a peel coming up, but the hard part is it reflects and makes it look like it's white. So technically it's good, but it's enough for me personally. I don't like that at all, but you could still sneak away with it with these grading companies. So Paul, this one I would say you can try PSA if you want to. Technically it's not a corner issue, but the safer bet, in my opinion, based on everything else, is going to be SGC for this card. Next here is a 97 Metal Universe, Derek Jeter. These are tough cards, man, just because there's always that. So there's a small touch of white on that corner. It is the foil that's chipped off. Second corner, you can see clearly there's the edge issue right there, and also bleeds up to the corner. Third, same thing. You can clearly see the paper loss on the bottom right corner and also the bottom edge. A little bit. And left side, this corner has just a little bit of edge wear. You can see where the white stock is. So, I mean, these cards are incredibly hard. I know a lot of times, like naked eye wise, they look amazing just because the foil really throws you off. But if you look at it with the scope, it's pretty clear. You got 4 corners with white. Not a card I'd grade just because of that, but it depends what your purpose is. If you're PCing, it doesn't really matter. If you're expecting a high grade, you got a white corner there too. White corner there as well as edge. Bottom right. This one's not bad, but there's a little bit of edge wear there. And then we got the bottom left. Got tons of edge chipping on the left side. So overall, you're probably looking at an 8. So maybe even a 7. They're a little bit more brutal on these types of cards just because it looks, eye appeal wise, it's just more noticeable for some of these things. So I think it'd land between that 7, 8. Next here we have a couple of these. These are the heavy lumbers. These are interesting cards. We have gemmed these quite a bit with, I know, SGC. They always have these little chippy backsides, but front looks good. There's not a whole lot to do on them as far as wipe down, just because it is kind of like they use this paper stock that's almost like a compressed board. But beautiful. There's never anything on these surfaces just because, like I said, it's basically UV printed on wood, so it's kind of burned in. There's nothing to scratch. The surface is not flat, so it's not going to hold any scratches that you can see. Outside of anything serious that you decide to damage. What is that? Little chip. Little wood chip. Looks like it's coming from the backside, but that could hurt the grade for sure. Double check the back. You see that's white right there, paper stock. So the back is different. The back is not wood. The back is actually paper. Also a white corner there. Good corner there. And corner there. Paul, this is a card I'd probably just PC if I were you. Unless you just want one of these slabbed. I think you have 2 of these though, but this one I'd probably leave raw unless you're like okay with probably a near mint card. So 8. Next one here we have is a Matt Olsen, same, heavy lumber. So fronts, like I said, there's really not a whole lot to look at. Beautiful all the way around, just nice. It's literally a piece of wood. All these need is a good backside, and they'll typically gem. So front's beautiful. Back, we have a small touch of white on that corner, very small. Good edge. Right side, same thing, touch of white, not quite paper loss, but it is there. Third corner here, this one actually looks pretty good. And the last corner here looks beautiful. So this one, I think you're likely looking at a PSA 9. Just the severity of the corner damage is not quite the Jackie Robinson. So I would tell you Olsen, SGC is going to be your friend. Or it's either SGC or I'd leave raw. Next one here is a Jackie Robinson again. So the second one, maybe this one will be cleaner. Check it out. So very nice there. What is that hair? The Arena Club hair. And very nice. So once again, beautiful foundation. Probably going to have a nice, clean, simple surface as well. Looks good. So beautiful front. Backside. Very nice there. Good edge. Corner's got a touch of white as well. Maybe more than a touch. This corner's good. And the bottom left has a little bit of white showing as well. So this one, same thing. This one falls between an 8-9. That top right corner on the back has just a little bit more wear, like compared to the Olsen. Next one we have here is the Pete Alonso, same thing, heavy lumber. If you guys are enjoying these videos, just keep watching. A lot of you guys don't leave comments, you just leave likes and then you'll DM me on Instagram instead, which is totally fine. But it does help the channel, I guess, if you guys do leave comments, so you guys are more than encouraged and welcome to do that. This one's super choppy, like the other ones have been smooth. So this one's a little interesting, but makes it a fun guess to grade just because look both sides. Look at this edge, it's super wavy. Same thing, looks like a piece of plank wood. But clean technically. Backside, corner touch of white there, paper loss. This corner, small touch of white as well. Bottom right corner, paper loss as well. And bottom left corner, this one's pretty good. Overall, same thing, not a card I would grade, given the interesting edges and also the corner issues. So this one, in my opinion, Paul, I'd leave raw. I wouldn't even go SGC on that one. Next one here is a Juan Soto, Topps Now rookie. 2018, that means. Let's check it out. First corner is very nice. Got a little bit of a tiny indent right there on the edge. You guys can see it. Boop. Right corner looks good. Bottom right looks good. And bottom left looks pretty good as well. Clean left edge, surface-wise. Couple patches right here. We got that one right by the first light on top, you can see. A little patch of scratches. Another one right here, more of an indentation. You got tiny little surface issues. Couple scratches trying to reveal themselves. They kind of blend in pretty decent, but once you shine the light, you're like, oh, there they are. Overall, pretty good. Not too bad. Mint, likely. Back corner here. I don't like the way that reflects. It makes it looks like there's a little bit of indent there. That one looks good. That one looks good as well. Bottom edge clean, and bottom left corner also looks pretty good. So some weird reflections. It's just little scratches on the back. Overall, this card, I think, SGC 9, PSA 8, 9. Once again, I'm not a bad day grader. All right, next one is Mike Evans, 2015, or is it 2014? 2014, Topps Finest Xfractor rookie card, beautiful, very nice corner. Good edge as expected on the front side, and very nice. You see all that extra fiber? That's just from the dull blades. The back side's just cut a little bit larger than the front. Doesn't hinder the card grade, in my opinion. Usually it doesn't, but take it with a grain of salt. Surface-wise looks pretty good. Not quite a print line. These Xfractors have all these cadenced lines. Tiny scratch right here, but you can't, like, that's just me being nitpicky. You're not going to spot that. Especially with how busy the card actually is. Under the scope, this just looks like a base card, but it's a Xfractor for sure. What's that? That's just fiber. Or dust. Whatever you want to call it. Backside looks good there. Good corner. Nice edge. Bottom right corner. Technically there's no issues. Just a little bit of a round cut. And left side here. This bottom corner, same thing. Naked eye wise, it actually looks just fine. A little funky because of the light reflection, but typically the companies are a lot more forgiving on those than I usually am. So I'd say this particular card has a good probability of getting a PSA 10. Don't really see a whole lot. Unless they mistaken any of the X lines for an actual print line, you should be okay here. That'd be the only other reason you could get a 9. And it does happen because I don't believe there's a guide for every card that they look at. I think it's really the person looking at it. It's just like, oh, that's what it looks like. So take it with a grain of salt. Even if people are using AI, it's the same thing. It's unless it's programmed. That's the thing. It's just not because it's AI. But I'm sorry. Here's another Mike Evans Xfractor. This one has a different picture on it. But as I was saying, unless your AI program is good, it's just going to grade as good as it's programmed. Which sometimes, if it sucks, then whatever. See a little bit of a smudge here. Let me wipe that off. That's better. It was bothering me. But nice corners, good edges. Surface-wise, let's double check. It's pretty nice, though. You look at that. No scratches. Here's one right here, under his armpit, the horizontal line. Maybe about a 1/4 inch thick, or long, I should say. But naked eye-wise, I can see it barely. It is there, so think about that. Immediately when I see something like that, it's a card that I usually recommend SGC if everything else goes well. PSA, you can still get away with it, in my opinion. And that corner I don't like at all. See how I flipped it back down? So that peel's come up, but makes it look like it's just not ideal. That one's not bad, though. So this one, Paul, it's a great card. I would either leave it raw or go to SGC for likely a 9 or better. PSA, you're going to max out at a 9, and if you're okay with that, then that's probably a good option as well. Next one, we have the Retro. Mike Evans Topps Chrome Rookie. Resembles, I believe, the 85 Topps set. One of these days, I'll gem a Warren Moon. I just got to find a copy that's worth grading. Very nice there. Very nice. So very good foundation as far as that goes. Let's check out the surface. And this surface is so simplistic that anything that's actually wrong with the card would actually show up pretty easily. Don't need to have any fancy angles or lighting because of the card design. So far pretty good. Got a scratch on the ball, very little, but right there, middle of the screen. Same thing right here on his thumb, the glove. But those are just little things that I'm nitpicking. Here's a line though. Did you see that little extra horizontal line? That's a scratch, but you can see it's a deep scratch too. And it's a scratch, not a print line, because number one is horizontal and slightly angled as opposed to a perfectly straight one. So that would bring the card down. Very hard to see because of where the placement is though. Like if you're looking for it naked eye-wise, surprisingly, as noticeable as is here under the scope, like naked eye-wise, you actually cannot see it at all, which is nuts. So that's crazy. It kind of blends in with the borders. That's probably why. But backside, beautiful. Beautiful. Very, very nice. And very, very nice. So Paul, you want to take a risk? I think you have a good shot at both companies just because where that line placement is on that scratch. You really can't tell it's a scratch. Nuts. So that one is totally up to you. I think you're going to get the same result pretty much anywhere though. Next one here is the, let's see, it's the card Bucky Irving. Panini Black, number 10 of 10. First corner here actually looks pretty good. And let's see. Then we move to this side. This corner has a small touch of white. Third, the corner is actually decent. I would say there's minor rounding. And for fourth corner here, can see the foil starting to lift a little bit. Also a little bit of white on the edge. Overall, not too bad. Let's see, the surface-wise. Sizable memorabilia. Pretty clean. It is a foil, so you're not going to run into a whole lot of scratches unless they're incredibly deep. But decently clean surface. I'd say the corners are fair. They're not going to allow you to gem the card, but backside definitely won't, I think. Let's check it out. Plenty of edge wear there. Also corner wear. Edge looks good here. Bottom right, definitely sizable chunk of paper gone. And this one also gone. So likely it won't grade anything better than a 7. I don't think they'll give you a 6 for it. It takes a lot to be a 6. So this is likely a 7. I'd probably leave that raw. SGC won't be much better. You might be getting an 8 max. Next one here is a Baker Mayfield Impeccable printing plate, 1 of 1, black printing plate. So these, I mean, they're going to have issues just because this was basically, I guess, what was used to print all the other cards. So you got little scuffs, you got little scratches, you got everything on these cards. This is something I'd probably just authenticate, and I'd go SGC if you want it slabbed. If not, of course, happy to make you a custom slab for this one. Let me know. It'll be interesting. But so you got chunks and scratches and stuff like that. These just typically don't grade super well. So this one I'd say either just send it in for authentication purposes. If you go that route, SGC is cheaper. It's 15 bucks and it's faster. So there's that one. Next one here is a rookie ticket, Sean Tucker. So Optic, beautiful corner. We'll get back to the surface. Good edge, good corner. Bottom looks great. Left side, not bad. That corner is a little rounded, but could be just the way it's cut. But the problem is, let's see, that one's not bad. That one's similar. If all 4 corners are similar, then you should be okay. Like that one's perfectly sharp though. So that's what you got to think about when you're sending a card like this. You're like, oh, that looks great. Technically, there's nothing wrong with this corner. It hasn't been dinged or dropped or anything like that. It just looks like it's kind of weirdly dull. So I proceed cautiously. There's a light scratch right here. You can see that pops up vertical. Very thin. Here's also a print defect right here. You can see it turns dark. There's another scratch right above the rookie logo. 2 of them looks like. Definitely have some issues on this one. Nothing major though. Still think it's very mint as far as that goes. The auto is nice and clean. No breaks, no streaks. That's if you decide you guys want to ever do a dual grade or just an auto grade. You gotta look at the signature. Backside looks good there. Looks good. Good and good as far as corners go. As far as indentations go, I don't see anything. However, there's got some funky spots right here. I don't know what that is. Oh, looks like it's just dirt or something. So, dirt's gone. And then down here I saw some streaks, very light. Those look like they're just factory issues, very minimal. I do think this card's likely a 9 though, regardless. Centering is probably a little too far off for SGC to be honest, so this is a card that if you decide to grade, I'd probably still go PSA because of that. But I wouldn't expect anything higher than a 9. Next one here is a Chris Godwin Select Tie-Dye jersey patch. So, here we go. Nice corner. Good edge. Nice corner as well. Beautiful edge. Bottom right looks good. Bottom left also very nice. So, good strong foundation for the front. Surface-wise, we are checking it out. And Got a little pit right here. You can see that on the edge or border, I should say. It's got one little pit. And we got one little pit here as well. So we got 2 pits. Very hard to spot. I would tell you they are. I know where they are, so it's easy for me to tell. But if you don't know where they are, you could miss it. You can't bank on it, so you can't bank on that happening. So you just got to take for what it is. This corner I don't like. It's just a little bit rounded. Also looks a little discolored, so it tells me there's a little bit of fraying. Edges have light wear. That corner, same thing. Some wear on that corner. This corner, same thing. You can see it's kind of like got a weird reflection to that as well. And last corner here has definitely a little bit of fraying as well. So I would think this one, realistically, Paul, what I would do is probably leave raw or do a PC slab. Wouldn't grade it unless you're okay with an 8, in my opinion. Next one we have is a Mike Evans, I believe. This is also a tie-dye. Number 25, a patch. Alright, let's check it out. Nice. Nice corner. This corner is technically still good. And this corner is good as well. There's a lot of extra fibers on the back, so a little rough cut, I would say, maybe. Surface, though, let's check it out. Looks pretty good. Beautiful surface, though. I don't see any issues on this one. So surface looks really good. Backside, I don't like that already. You can see it's a little crimp or indentation right there. Let me double check. Yeah, it looks like it's just a transparent peel. You can see that the way it just reflects and doesn't reflect. But when you're looking at it naked eye wise, there's nothing. It's just that back layer. They didn't really seal it all the way. Panini quality control. Bottom right corner, definitely a little bit of wear just because the pixels don't finish through. And this corner you can see it's clearly got a little fold to it. So I would tell you this one, same thing. I wouldn't grade it, Paul. If you wanted to, obviously go SGC, but as long as your expectations are good, it should be alright. It's either that or leave raw, or you can obviously use a PC slab if you wanted to. I can make that. Let me know. Next is a Chronicles Prizm Black Brock Purdy rookie card 2022. So very nice there. Nice as well. Looks pretty good. Corner looks fine as well. And this side looks good. So good foundation once again. As far as the card goes, let's check out the surface. And we got one little pit right here. Very minimal. Once again, we're not trying to nitpick it and be like, oh, there it is, there's your 10, because that's not true. This card, you can still get a 10 with that. It's literally the only little mark. It's pretty tiny. They might let it slide. I know SGC is more willing to let that slide just because of the rest of the cards. Really nice. They're not going to kill you just for one tiny little mark. It'd be the same as Beckett, you know. You get the subgrade with the 9. But overall, pretty good. You got some scratches on the back. That looks like a... Get away with something here. Let's see. Tiny, maybe like pen tip size dimple there. Might be able to sneak away with that though. I'd say, based on centering too, either company, this one probably PSA would be your better friend because of left or right centering still. They are more friendly on the backside, but I wouldn't expect anything higher than a 9 from either company. So totally up to you. Could get a 9.5 maybe with SGC, but I don't expect that to gem. Centering's too far off for them too. So next one's to Mike Evans. got a red. This one left to right's pretty close. I would say this one would be at the grader's discretion. It's definitely beyond 50-45 in my opinion. I'll measure it for you though, Paul. Let you know, but I know we've been doing this for a while. That was just fiber, so we're good there. Very nice foundation. Surface-wise, select cards are generally pretty darn good. Every once in a while you get a select card that's terrible, but for the most part, I would tell you most of these cards that they printed, pretty solid. Looks good. Beautiful. Good surface and everything. Backside, beautiful corner. Nice clean top edge. Right corner here, got a little bit of roundness to it. Bottom right looks good, and bottom left here also looks pretty good. Roller line, nobody cares about. They really don't. So, no indentations that I can spot. Let me make sure though. This one looks like it's starting to. Right next to the flag, if you look to the left right here, when I tilt the light, it will turn dark. You'll see right there. There's this little faint, almost oval shaped thing that pops up. It's not super noticeable, but I think it will hurt the grade. If you decide to grade it, SGC is going to be your better friend. But it's a card that, based on that, if it was mine, I wouldn't grade it. But if you want the best grade, it's still going to be SGC. Some of you guys, I don't know if you've seen past videos, but SGC, sometimes they're just incredibly generous with dimples and indents. So next one here we got is Godwin, orange mosaic. This one looks pretty cool as far as naked eye wise. It's a very busy card once again. Under the scope, it just looks like a base card, so it might throw you off, but it's not a print line, it's just a square pattern. Usually there's another one. There it is. Perfect timing as far as cadence goes. Sometimes there's a third. But this card is nice here. There's the third one. So overall, surface-wise, this card looks fantastic. Backside, we'll double check. You got a white corner there. This side we have another white corner. And that one is also white. So you got 3 white corners. Typically for me that's a automatic 8 most of the time with these companies. Either company, I think you're not really going to get a high grade. I do believe SGC you could probably get up to a 9 on it. PSA might even give you 8. But that's all due to corners. Next one we have is a green Devonta Smith. Green mosaic. So there you go, beautiful, very nice. This corner looks pretty decent. 35% remaining. Interesting, okay. It's got some extra fibers on the back on that bottom right, but overall the surface or the foundation looks good. Surface, we're going to look for the same issues. And pretty darn good. Backside, nice corner there. Nice corner as well. Good clean edge. Right side looks clean. Bottom right corner, a little bit of fraying. And bottom left, that's just a mess over there, but technically maybe a little bit rounded at the tip, but that's about it. Minor chipping on the left edge. So overall, if it's a card you wanted to grade, Paul, I'd still say go to SGC. Let me see if my hands could just get that fiber off. Let me see. There you go. It was just loose, so use my little finger there and just kind of rubbed it off. So I think SGC, you still have a possibility of getting a 10 on this card. Left-right centering on the front might make it a 9.5. So either it's SGC or I'd probably leave raw. Next one here is a Mosaic white. Mosaic, Baker Mayfield, number to 25. Beautiful looking card though. I like it. It's color match. He's got the white jersey on. Very cool looking. Okay, so beautiful foundation once again. Good corners and edges on this card on the front side. As far as surface goes, I've stared at this thing a few times. Couldn't really see anything, at least without the scope. Beautiful front surface. Maybe a... Nope, not even that. That was just my imagination. So, beautiful front surface. Backside we have... That's a... I would say that's a decent corner. The peel's starting to come a little bit, making it look almost white. The edge, same thing. Very minimal. This corner here, nice red all the way through. Bottom right corner, technically no issues. There's a little bit of extra fiber on it, but same this left corner here. The peel's starting to come up a little bit, making it look almost transparent. I would say this is a card that you could risk on a PSA. Might still get a 10. I'd say a 9-10 at PSA. SGC I think is going to be friendlier on this one, but say 9-10 PSA, likely 9-5 or 10 with SGC. Next one here is another Bucks card. This is a K. Dotton. I think this is a Genesis card. Let's check it out. Clean. Very clean. Clean. And clean all the way around as far as foundation goes. Here we go. Beautiful front surface. Back side looks good. Touch of white on that corner. Ooh, a little crimp right here you can see right there. And then the bottom right also has paper loss. And bottom left here looks pretty good. Overall, I'd tell you I wouldn't grade it because of that. That crimp alone usually brings the card down to a 6 or 7. So this card I would leave raw. Just not the damage you want to deal with as far as that goes. If it was in a different part of the card and it's smaller, you could still likely get away with it with SGC, but that's in a very interesting spot and it's very, very apparent. So that one I'd leave raw. Next one here is the Chris Godwin orange. Very nice. Got a little bit of a pit here, but we'll get back to that later. So foundation-wise is good, corners and edges, but let's check out the surface. We already know there's one small issue near the bottom. That might be the only thing though. Got a little scratch right there, horizontal. Couple of them, and they're deep because you can see the light turns dark. So automatic, no grade for me. Here's another scratch that popped up. Boom. They're all deep. Not ideal. They're still very hard to spot, keep in mind, because of the fact of the Mosaic design itself with all the refracting. But you know it's there, I know it's there, and that's what you want to bank on. You can't count on what they may or may not see. It's just a matter if you want to take that risk or not. And I am not much of a risk taker. You guys already know that. I don't like that corner either. So overall, this is once again, Paul, this is a card I wouldn't grade. If you decide to slab it, I'd say I'd do my best to make you a nice PC slab. Saves you a little buckaroos. Next one here we have is another Baker Mayfield, and this is a, I don't know what they call this one. It's number to 15. Swirl? Orange swirl? But let's check it out. Beautiful. Nice foundation. Very nice. Okay. Surface-wise, looks pretty good. Very nice. Nice front there. Backside, good corner. Beautiful top edge. Extra fibers, no big deal. Good corner. Bottom right corner, you can see it's got the peel. Once again, the peels, guys. If you guys are joining breaks, whoever is putting your cards into these sleeves is just, that's what it's from. But that corner I don't like. And this corner is good. So likely a 9 because of the bottom right corner. So totally up to you as far as that goes. I think either company, that would make sense. 9. SGC might be a little bit friendlier. 9.5. Next one here is a Purple Ice Baker Mayfield Prizm. I know it's PC. Very nice as far as foundation goes. Surface, we have the nice cracked ice pattern, which does hide a lot of issues, by the way, guys. Makes it harder to see stuff, but once again, under the scope, it's a completely different story. Powerful enough to ignore the cracked ice patterns. Very clean front, though. Very nice surface. Backside. Clean corner there. Beautiful edge. Nice corner as well. Coming down. Bottom right. Extra peel coming up. Push it down and it's still there. You can still see. It's just crazy they can't control that. And bottom left corner, same thing. Technically it's good, but the peel's also coming up on this card. Very common. I would tell you, realistically speaking, expectations should be a 9. But I'm not saying there's no opportunity for a 10. Just saying your expectations should be a 9. Centering's good enough for both companies, so SGC is going to be a better bet if you're grade chasing. And last here, right now, is a Jalen Hurts Green Wave Prizm. Color match, beautiful. Very nice. Nice and nice. Once again, a beautiful foundation. We're going to go through and just finish up the surface, see what we spot. But aside from that, I think we're done for this evening. You got a scratch right here. And once again, you're looking at these scratches, just trying to decide for yourself if it's a risk it, no biscuit kind of deal. So this one's got 2 light scratches, very minimal. Once again, remember it is a wave pattern, so those are impossible to see with the naked eye. Probably impossible to see with a loop. Overall, that corner's not, the pixel doesn't go all the way through to the end. So same thing with this one, Paul. I would say SGC if you decide to grade it. If you don't, obviously, leave raw or PC slab. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys think. I know these are a little bit longer, but you know, that's the reality is if people are sending, if you guys are sending your cards off to somebody and they're not looking at these cards, at least in some respect, taking the time to do the same kind of stuff, you're probably getting ripped off, because that's why a lot of times I always hear when people convert my way, they're like, oh, we didn't get that. We would just get a grade, and then they wouldn't explain it. Why? I don't really do that. Like, ultimately, it's like a decision together, but hopefully there's enough transparency here for you guys. Because once again, the goal here is to just give you guys the opportunity to, and on your own cards to decide if it's worth it or not. And sometimes, I got customers that come here and only want PSA 10s. And we can do that. I just end up rejecting a ton of cards, but we end up still doing very, very well for them as far as gem rates go. But once again, if there's any questions, feel free to reach out to me at frostyvcards@gmail.com. But we should have some submission reveals coming back, I think, next week. Cross our fingers, we'll go from there. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day.
cards, yeah, we keep it tight. Willie Mays, Clemente, we shining so bright. Sandy Koufax, Hank Aaron, legends never die. As we reveal the grades, we reach for the sky.